Welcome, welcome to our podcast, Below the Belt. Good to have each and every one of you with us today. We could not ask for a better audience. We see Beatrice Selby, one of our favorites, already here with us. We could not ask for a greater audience. Bang, bing, bang, bing. We're gonna take it down just a little bit. We're gonna take it down just a little bit, guys. Yep. Good to have each and every one of you. Gotta wake some of us up on this Saturday. Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. Who vex, who vex, lose. Bang, bing, bang, bing, bang, bing. Guys, welcome to our podcast. Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. Happy Saturday. How is your Saturday going, folks? For us at this end, it's off to a great start. We could not complain. Again, guys, to be honest, we could not complain. It's been a great Saturday thus far. Great that you are here with us, which makes it even a better Saturday than great. Guys, good to have you. Good to have you. How have your Saturday started? And where are you guys joining us? Well, Andrew Cuthbert is here. Magnell Barrow is here. Brenda Braffett is here. Royston Melville here too. Amanda Daniels is not to be left out. Vanita Smart Sutton is here too. And we got Matthew Jones. Empress Fatima Flavors. EFF Empress Fatima Flavors is here too. I see Africa Charles here. Morena White. Vashti Magnot from Waterloo, Canada is here with us too. We have, I see Sandra Ford and Petal Thorne. Royston Melville and Cherry Baskin Greenwich is here too. Audrey Clark has just showed up, guys. She's here with us. We got Cherry Baskin Greenwich joining us from Grenada, rather from Barbados. My apologies there. My apologies, Cherry, joining us from Grenada, from Barbados. What am I thinking? Grenada all the time. I see Vanetta. Let me catch that back. It's going by so fast now. I gotta wind up back. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to the top. Vanetta Hardy Rajkumar. Vesta Hardy Rajkumar. Vesta. Joining us from Trinidad. Good to see you, Vesta. Thanks for being here. I see also, is it Kamola? Kamola Rodney is joining us from Sophia. Good to see you. I see you there. Kamola Rodney from Sophia. Sophia, to take it up a little bit. Sophia, thanks for being in the house. Carmola, good to see. Marsha Glasgow is here too. And Royston Walters. Guys, it's our privilege again to have each and every one of you here with us, including Beverly Trim and Tandika Helliger. Good to have you guys. We know that wicked, stink, and dirty. The tech ups in Bartica. It leaves much to be desired. It leaves much to be desired. But we're telling you guys about the bells of Bartica and the dirtiness, the behavior within Bartica, the big family feud and fighting on the stellar, fighting in the police station. Well, guilty shares now up there, damage control, pretending they're on some government business, sharing out a whole set of PPP newspapers, the mirror that broke up. The whole mirror broke up and denting. Yep, it's in pieces right now. Damage control they're doing in Bartica. That's what they're there for. Pretending they're on a government exercise. Wicked, stink, and dirty. But we can talk more about that. We're going to be talking some more about that. And we're going to have joining us today, Tabitha Sarabo Haley is going to be with us, the member of parliament. Folks, the PPP wicked on Ukraine, the stink on Dharamlall, and the dirty in Bartica. That's what we're talking about today. That is what we're talking about today. Good to have each and every one of you with us here. Beverly Trim, we see you. Lizzie Simon, we see you. Patricia King, we see you as well. Folks, you know, as we say, as we come in the program, as we join the podcast, share the live stream for us and smash that emoji button as well. Hundreds of you watching us. And if each of you share the live stream and smash that emoji button, Guys, we're gonna go a far way. But let's start about what's happening in Ukraine. Them boys and these in Ukraine, they put out a statement. The PPP, the same set, they put out a statement on Ukraine. Yes, they're condemning the actions of Russia in Ukraine, but the posturings of thought, the posturings of thought leaves much to be desired. Yes, this is their minister, the installed minister of foreign affairs. You thought, but you're looking small now because of his posturings on Ukraine. You can't be meeting with the Ukraine ambassador and you smiling up and hugging up and smooching up. Stop it. Right now. Stop it. They're wicked on Ukraine. You can't say one thing and then your actions taking people in another direction. What's the matter with you folks? They're not ready for the big leagues. As folks are saying on social media, they are not ready for prime time. They are not. Don't let me fool myself. But these are the things you get when you install people. When you install people, this is what you get. Bang, bing, ping, pang, ping. That is what you get. They installed. And this is the result. This full result of it. Bang, bing, ping, pang, ping. Full stop. Full stop on the matter. Whole pack of nonsense happening. Whole pack of nonsense. Stop it. Stop this foolishness. Our words and our actions as a country got to line up. What message are we sending? Huh? What message are we sending out there? Huh? Bang, bing, ping, bang, ping. Stop this foolishness. Y'all know with the PPP is confusion powder. Y'all know with them boys is confusion powder. Confusion powder with them boys. Confusion powder. So we're monitoring what's happening in Ukraine, guys. Guys, Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. I hope you guys have been praying for this country. Those of you people of faith, not everybody here believes in a higher power. But whatever the higher power you believe in, we gotta pray for Ukraine. When we see how them boys bombarding Ukraine, my God, heaven help us. Heaven help Abby. Heaven help us. And then you got these jagabats here with all the phoniness. Huh? On Ukraine, we gotta come clean, man. We gotta do things right. We gotta do things right. If you all see what happening in Ukraine, guys, you see what happening in Ukraine. My God, we gotta pray for these people. And even the Russians who are sympathetic to that plight. You see what's happening there? We see what's happening there. This is just some of the air bombardment. Hundreds of missiles being fired in Ukraine. Hundreds. These are songs from the battlefield, folks. Songs from the battlefield in Ukraine. Who shared their live stream for us? Who's gonna smash that emoji button? This is the battlefield. In real time, guys. This is the battlefield. My lord. My lord. Yep, yep, yep. That's the battlefield, folks. That is the battlefield in real time. That's the battlefield in real time. And we got to remember these folks. We got students, even in Russia, we made to understand that the government is keeping an eye on that. The installed regime, they got to do something. They got to do something besides just sharing out papers, sharing out the Mirror newspaper in Bartica. They got to do something. Lord knows they got to do something. They're big, they're big, but they ain't got sense. They don't have sense. So again, folks, the topic for discussion today is that the wicked on Ukraine, stink on Dharamlall, and then the dutty on Bartica. The dutty on Bartica. Again, lots of eyebrows are being raised with the conduct of this installed regime. Utah there, the minister installed to look at foreign affairs, among other issues and things on his portfolio. International cooperation or some fanciful euphemism like that. And then when you have the opportunity in person to send a very, very strong signal to the Russians about their conduct, you're cowering. Well, the Pope wasn't having it. And we told you guys how the Pope broke protocol, set his face like a flinch, and marched into the Russian embassy in the Vatican and told them a piece of his mind. But not you, Todd. No, no, no. It's like the knocking glass in a rum shop. We got catch myself, you know. We got catch myself. We didn't catch myself. Cat it with dinner. But see, when you want friends, you can't tell your friends when they're wrong, you know. What kind of friend is you, Todd? What kind of friend we can be to the Russian people if we can't say, listen, we disagree with y'all here. We disagree with y'all here. This thing not gonna work out. In this day and age, you're invading countries still. Yeah? What message we sending to Venezuela? What message we sending to them and the Surinamese, who we got border conflict and contention with? What signal we sending to them? Y'all better catch yourself, you know. Some of you better catch yourself. Some of you better catch yourself. So we wicked in dealing with Ukraine. The double standards, the mixed signals we sending. You know, some of we boys could be going into that conflict. Some of we boys, the GDF ready, them boys in training. The GDF on standby, them boys in training. The army bus is waiting. I want you all to know that. So we could be involved. The world is a global village, you know. What affects one in Timbuktu could have ripple effects here. I want you all to know that the price of oil gone up. And them boys done saying that the global chain supply that done giving them headache could get even worse. And so prices could go up on the front. Planting could go up more. Punking could go up more. Callaloo, shallot, and so on. Global chain supply. That's what them boys saying. So it's a war on that front, folks. Real. I was looking at some of the figures the Ukrainian authorities are telling us. I think close to about 350 of their soldiers have already lost their lives. Our thoughts and prayers go to these folks. Because people are next door and greedy and making up a kind of funny story. But I understand, though, folks listening to us got a contrary view. Some people think that Russia is not the aggressor, as Biden said recently. But we allow for varying views here. Right? We allow, you got to have variety in life. You can eat okra every day. Try it out. You can eat krill every day. So we allow for varying views. We don't mind. You have a contrary opinion, feel free to share that. We don't mind. Hundreds of folks joining us on this fantastically beautiful weathered Saturday here. And we encourage you guys to share the live stream. We want others to get what we think is valid and credible information. You tried it. Valid and credible information. How is the weather where you are? What's for lunch today, guys? We can't talk on a hungry stomach. I'll try that. We can't talk on a hungry stomach. I mean, something's got to give here. The prices going up. I mean, what happened in Ukraine, things might even get a little more tight. Weather.com telling us it's 28 degrees outside. And this is for the national capital city where we broadcast our national podcast from. It's 28 degrees outside. The weather's getting much, much better, but it looks as though it's gonna get a little bit worse as the day progresses. It's 27 degrees outside according to weather.com, the national capital city. But they are telling us here it feels like 32, even though it's 28 degrees. It's an 11% chance. There's an 11% chance, guys, it's going to rain into the afternoon. And I hope you guys know we've been accurate with this weather from weather.com. It's an 11% chance it's going to rain into the afternoon. It diminishes a little later on as the hours progress. It diminishes as the hours progress. So we're going to continue to watch that. It's 28 degrees outside where we are. We were out and about in the city and town and some of the suburban areas, the suburbs of Georgetown. We were there. It's 28 degrees outside. It's a nice weather to be conducting business outside, to be doing your little Saturday shopping and so on. How them prices looking, folks? At home and abroad, how the prices looking? 28 degrees outside, but it feels like 32. At least, guys, this is what weather.com telling we. All right, it feels like 32 degrees. Feels like 32 degrees. We can take what we get. We can take what we get and we can wait for the rest. So we tell you that the wicked on Ukraine, and we've explained why. The mixed messages they're sending, just like the PPP. They come back. Installed, they are back. Them boys back. And then the stink, the wicked on Ukraine. Stink on Dharamlall. Oh, it's Dharamlall now. It's not Lal no more, it's Dharamlall. That fellow said some of the most nasty, egregious things in the National Assembly. Nasty, egregious, stink and dirty things, wicked things in the National Assembly. And the man says, me, he was responding for. The I and I. It's me he was responding to. But look, story here. Look, story here. The man says, me. But them boys bark and them broccoli in the US. They brockled him in the US. And if you hear lie, you see when you corner some of them, these camps and jagabats and trench crap, it's lie. Whole pack of lie the man talking. It's me. I was heckling him in the National Assembly. He was responding to me. Folks, I was not even in the National Assembly when those dastardly comments were made. I was not even in the assembly. I was not. And as I said to you, several unacceptable things were said by Dharamlall in the National Assembly. Let me remind you all. Some of us may have forgotten. But let me remind you all. And then we'll talk about what was said even more recently. Even more recently.
The reason why this figure was higher in you gotta get dildo. That's what you're looking for. You gotta get dildo. That's what you're looking for. You gotta get dildo. Dildo. That's what you're looking for. You gotta get dildo. That's what you're looking for.
Yep. That is just one of the things the fella said.
The reason why this figure was higher in you gotta get dildo. That's what you're looking for. You gotta get dildo. That's what you're looking for. You gotta get dildo.
That's a nasty mind, folks. That is a nasty mind. And as I said to you guys, that was only one of the things the fella said that day. One of a multiplicity of things. The upper language in 2022, guys. Pace and power. It was just one of the multiplicity of things that he said. Nasty comments that was made that very afternoon in the National Assembly. And things were getting hotter because the speaker was trying to rein in this fella, and he just kept on with what he was doing. He just kept on. And so I left the lounge of the National Assembly there where the opposition parliaments would congregate if they want to refresh themselves during the session or what have you. I was listening from the inside and boiling up at the nastiness. And the speaker tried a couple times to pull him back, but he wasn't listening. And so I went over to the dome and confronted him. As soon as I entered, I didn't take a seat. I didn't even look for my seat. As soon as I entered, I ups him. And so him saying that I was heckling him, he was responding to me. That was long after the dildo comment. I entered the National Assembly. Here he fell again with another one of his notorious comments.
I had the indignity of being in Bad Settlement, where my where my mother is from. And that same young lady, the Honorable Natasha Singh, sorry, a relatively elderly looking, Natasha
Honorable
Singh.
Minister, we're getting a bit personal now. Please, let us continue
Well, I was
with.
saying young and
Honorable Minister, let's continue with providing the information on the roads
Mr. Chairman,
in the two
Mr. Chairman,
NDCs, which
a relative of Honorable Natasha Singh Lewis
Honorable
is one
Minister,
of our councillors.
please, let us keep our relatives out of
But it
Parliament.
hurts that they remove every single street light in Bad Settlement when they were in government.
Honorable
It
Minister,
hurts.
please, could we talk about the roads?
They went to Cotton Tree and did the same. They went to Blairmont and they did the same. They went to Bushlock and
Honorable
did the same.
Minister, if you're finished, I'll ask the honorable member to ask
Mr. Chairman,
another question.
we are also in Bad Settlement. We'd be spending 7.731 million, and in Profit Rising Sun, 12,885,000.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Member, Mr. Jordan.
We ask 100 married
Yeah. So them boys broccoli. Them boys broccoli him in New York. He get broccoli in New York, and he wasn't enabling. He wasn't enabling the broccoli, and the pulley questions him. He says, "Me." You hear him talking about the Honorable Natasha Singh Lewis, the elderly looking, disparaging remarks. Probably that's me. My name changed to the Honorable Natasha Singh Lewis. My name changed. Apparently, he says me to talking to. I was heckling him, and he was responding. But as I told you, them boys brackle him in the US because this government, wicked, stink, and dirty, got the gall to carry Dharamlall to an evening of culture. It was an event being hosted by our consulate there in New York, an evening of culture. And them boys got the nerve, the temerity to carry this fella, nasty fella. They got the temerity to carry him. And listen to you, man. I want y'all to hear it in his own words. When Burke and them boys broccoli in the States, here lie from the fella, man. Doing what you know, here lie. It's Dharamlall, it's not Dharamlall, it's Dharamlall.
A plastic bag with an instrument inside. I don't know what it was. I'm telling you, I have a dildo for your sister. What would you do? My sister died of ovarian cancer 11 years ago. That's what. And you know what my retort was? About the dildo. Because they were saying.
But you're in Parliament. You're in Parliament. But you're in Parliament. The forum that you want. Hold on. He's talking.
And what I've done, I apologize to Parliament as well.
So would you apologize to the women in Brooklyn now?
I apologize
Nigel, would you apologize to the people of Brooklyn now that you did that in the Parliament? The guy, these women looking at you back. That you told a woman.
I just told you, I did not speak to that woman. I was speaking to Sherrod Duncan, who was not in his seat. No, he was not in his seat. He was not in his seat.
But do you think that was parliamentary decorum? Do you think that was parliamentary decorum? What? Saying that.
You have to understand, right? All of us are.
You hear that? You hear lie? You hear lie? I was not even in the dome when the fellow was speaking. Not even in the dome. Who sharing the live stream for us today, folks? Who can smash the emoji button? Let the world hear the lies. Huh? Hear the lies. Listen to the fella again, folks. Listen to the fella again.
A plastic bag with an instrument inside. I don't know what it was. I'm telling you, I have a dildo for your sister. What would you do? My sister died of ovarian cancer 11 years ago. That's what. And you know what my retort was? About the dildo. Because they were saying.
But you're in Parliament. You're in Parliament. But you're in Parliament. The forum that you want. Hold on. He's talking.
And what I've done, I apologize to Parliament as well.
So would you apologize to the women in Brooklyn now?
I apologize to
Nigel, would you apologize to the people of Brooklyn now that you did that in the parliament? The guy, these women looking at you. That you told a woman.
I just told you. I did not speak to a woman. I was speaking to Sherrod Duncan, who was not in his seat. No, he was not in his seat. He was not in his seat.
But do you think that was parliamentary decorum? Do you think that was parliamentary decorum?
What?
Saying that.
You have to understand. All of us are.
Yep. Lie, and more lie. Ha ha. But teacher Parsi got advice. Oh, lie. Dharamlall. It's not Dharamlall anymore. It's Dharamlall. Folks, y'all think this easy? Yeah, man, easy. Them boys ain't easy at all. Them boys ain't easy. Y'all think they easy? Well, think again. Who's sharing the live stream for us? Who's sharing it? Patricia Rand Cheeseman. Who's sharing it? Vesta Hardy Rajkumar. Who gonna share it? You hear, lie? Oh, Father. I see Bork Carney. Bork Puller Isabel Young. Bork Puller Isabel Young there. You hear stuttering? Oh, Dharamlall learn from the best, boy. You hear, lie? He learned from the best. He learned from the best. That is lie. He learned from the best. Oh, Sue? Oh, Sue? You hear, lie? Oh, Sue? Same Sue. Lie. Oh, Sue? That's how it went down, folks. There's a set. It's Alibaba and the 40 liars. Oh, Sue? Same Sue. Same Sue. A pack of liars. Alibaba and the 40 liars. Who's sharing it? Live stream for we. Who's sharing it, folks? Who's sharing it? Yeah, we want credible information to be circulating out there. Valid and credible information. Who's who? Same fellow. The same people lie. Like when Harsh chatting, every day is lie. Every day is lie. One lie to the next. Who's who? Same person. Same set of people. One lie to the next one. How you gonna ever trust them? How? And the prime minister was standing right next to you. The prime minister stand up right next to the fellow, taking it all in. Taking it all in. Yeah, think them boys easy. Think again. Think again if you think the easy. Think again. And then you got the set in Bartica. The PPP set. The bells, the real bells of Bartica. Oh my, the fighters, they want to come out to Fight Nation, you know. But we taking them. We are not accepting them in Fight Nation. Thank you, we all say. Pamela Dover, we ain't taking them. Right? Don Morgan, we ain't taking them. You hear lie? Pamela Dover said the PM Walker, he's shame. He's shamed to stand up next to Dharamlall. He's shamed to stand up next to Dharamlall. Folks, well, the tech up in Bartica wasn't easy. The tech up with the dutty set in Bartica didn't easy. It didn't easy at all. It's a real bit of there. Oh, the things that are real bit of bing, bang, bing, ping, pang, ping. Them boys ain't easy. Things are hot there. They want to come to Fight Nation. This Fight Nation. They want to come to Fight Nation now. Can't make up their mind. Can't make up their mind. Bing, bang, bing, ping, pang, ping. Bang, bang, bing, 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 bang, bang, bing. Yep. It was blows after blows. Family fighting family. I think them boys easy up, sir. Y'all think them boys easy up, sir? Well, they are not easy. If you think they easy, even in the police station, Even in the police station, them boys fighting. Even in the station, them boys fighting down each other. It is not easy at all. It ain't easy. It is not easy. Folks, one policeman in the station said, y'all try the me and party nobody. I in the man know they get contacts. The fella know they get contacts. The man said, not me, meaning the folks, we can be talking with Tabitha Saraba Hall in just a minute. But here the folks in the station. Bang bing. This is station.
I am not fighting nobody. I will be I see what's going on. I see what's going on. One of the brothers from this side of the guy, incident for man stay from this side. I see. Really, no one of the brothers stay from this side of everything. Put them separate to say that. Put everybody separate to say that. Look, I'm saying Mr. Welcome on this one. Say, look.
Yep, that's the station. That's the station. Commotion. The policemen ain't getting in. Police trying to part them. Soldiers trying to part them. And a family, you know. The real bells of Bartica fighting in the police station. Anybody charged yet? Anybody charged yet for disorderly conduct?
I video in it. You can't buy that. I video in it. I am not fighting nobody. I will be I see what's going on. I see what's going on. One of the brothers from this side of the guy, incident for man stay from this side. I see. Really, no one of the brothers stay from this side of everything.
Pashway in the station. Bacchanal in Bartica. Bang, bing. Bing, bang, bing. Yep, them boys ain't easy. Bang, bing. Ping, bang, ping. Bing, bang, ping. Think them boys easy? Fight in your skin. That's how you conduct yourself. And them boys, two brothers, president and secretary of the Speedboat Association there in Bartica. That's how they conduct yourself, you know. And high officials, they are high officials in the PPP in Bartica. And that is the conduct. Bang, bing. Bacchanal in Bartica. Big canal in Bartica. Yep. Now, this is why guilt is shared in Bartica. It's damage control, the shame, right? Damage control. So they roll out Gale. They roll out Gale to go down to Bartica and do damage control. But how she can explain herself in Bartica? So listen to how listen to what DPI said. Gale in Bartica right now, armed with about 10,000 newspapers. They ain't got time to hamper now. It's newspapers. The Mirror, the party newspaper, and Gale sharing out newspaper in Bartica. But to cover the tracks or attempting to cover the scampishness, they say Gale on official business. Let me read what DPI said about Gale, right? And while it publishing photographs with her sharing out the newspaper and video and so on, they said Gale is in Bartica. Hold on, I'm trying to find my notes here. Tech ups, Bacchanal in Bartica, sweet. Trying to find my notes here. I want to misquote them. I want to quote DPI accurately. What DPI said. Am I going to get that? All right, my notes eluding me. But we're going to have it. Hold up. You know, the dutty in Bartica. So according to DPI, uh, the Minister of Governance installed Gail Teixeira will be having a series of meetings with residents. Here's story now. Here's story. Right? I really want to use the word story. It's not what I want to use. Start with the same first letter story. Here's story here. Bang, bing. Right? Several meetings to update residents on government development plans for Bartica. Fighting Matidong. That's the development plans. Fighting Matidong. That's how they're attempting to develop Bartica. Folks, as I said to you, as I promised you, I am privileged to be joined, hopefully, by Member of Parliament, the Honorable Tabitha Sarabo Halley, on these varied issues of national importance. On these varied issues, the PPP, the wicked on Ukraine, stink on Dharamlall, and the dutty in Bartica. People, I give to you Tabitha Sarabo Halley. Former Minister, I welcome you to the broadcast.
Good afternoon, Mr. Duncan, to you and your viewers and listeners. Good afternoon to everyone. Hope you're having a beautiful Saturday in spite of all that is happening
In
around us.
spite of all that is happening, indeed, Tabitha. Well, we've just been talking with our viewers around the world about what seems to be the double standards of the people. I mean, the talk a good talk, Tabby, but they walk crooked. They said they have rejected um, Russia's advances towards Ukraine, but then Utah's posture, Tabitha, seems very weird. Talk to us about that.
Mr. Duncan, I have to say Mr. Duncan right now. I have looked at the not just few thought, but the PUP's posture since coming into being installed in 2020. And as far as I see it, it's a number of misfits, square pegs in round holes, people who really don't understand the nature of their job and what is expected of them on the local, regional, and international stage. And as foreign minister who has to ensure that at all times, as you said, the right posture, depending on the situation, Hugh thought has been sailing from the inception.
Is a
And
sailor.
when I saw that particular image, it's not that you expected better, but it's like you expect that they would at least over time figure out that there's certain things that are expected of them, and they need to understand how they should address or how they should respond to certain situations. And Hugh Todd seems not to be getting it after 18 or almost 2 years. It's that posture alone says a lot if it is taken because the image can be used um, on the international stage to mean a lot of things to whoever want to use it, and so you have to be so strict with that kind of image during this particular period because it has implications for us in Guyana as well. And so it's quite sad, but that is where we are. And if Hugh Todd is just one element, Dharamlall is another. The prime minister seems not to be sure what it is that his responsibilities are. The president is not sure if he's actually the president. So it's right away around if the head, I don't even know who is the head to actually be sure. So but if at the helm the president is not even sure if he's the president, everybody's not sure what really their roles are, and everybody is doing things that is not really what you would expect of somebody who is in office. So I can't really say I expected better, but you would hope that somebody over time would get the gist of what is expected of them, and um, figure out that they need to do better at this particular point. This issue with Ukraine is very serious, and it has some grave implications for Guyana. And I don't think we understand it enough. And I think the image and the posture of the foreign minister is very telling in this regard.
Yep. You know what is certain? What is certain is that Tabitha is part of the leadership of the Ghana Nation Builders Movement Party. I am absolutely certain of that. While these guys don't know who they are and who they're trying to figure out themselves, but it's quite telling. It's like they talk a good talk, as we said. They said they're ready to lead this country. They were installed, and then on every front, Tabitha, from Gaisuko, from sugar to international relations. Oh my God, they're on the back foot every step of the way. So Dharmlal, as part of our 20 hours, rather, our 52nd Republic anniversary, the Guyana Consulate in New York held an event, a night of culture. And the best person, one of the best persons this government could send on our behalf as a people is Nigel Dharmlall. And this is on the heels of what was said in the National Assembly. The many things, dastardly, cowardly, crass things that were said in the National Assembly by Nigel Dharmlall. Tabitha, you were a member of the National Assembly. You were there that day and know what transpired. Listen to Dharmlall. Then I'd love to have your thoughts and your comments on the other side. Listen, take a listen to the fellow. My father, help us.
A plastic bag with an instrument inside. I don't know what it was. I'm telling you, I have a dildo for your sister. What would you do? My sister died of ovarian cancer 11 years ago.
But hold on,
That's what. And you know what my retort was? About the dildo. Because
but you're
they
in
were
Parliament.
saying.
But you're in Parliament. You're in Parliament. But you're in Parliament. The forum that you want. Hold on. He's talking.
And what I've done, I apologize to Parliament as well.
Okay. So would you apologize to the women in Brooklyn now?
I apologize to the
Hold on. Nigel, would you apologize to the people of Brooklyn now that we did that in the Parliament? The Guyanese women looking at you back. That you told a woman.
I just told you, I did not speak to a woman. I was speaking to Sherrod Duncan, who was not in his seat. No, he was not in his seat. He was not in his seat.
But do you think that was parliamentary decorum? Do you think that was parliamentary decorum? What? Saying that.
You have to understand, right? All of us are.
Tabitha, there is Dharmlall in New York. The protesters at that event blistering him with questions. Your thoughts?
I must correct one thing before I respond to that.
Go
I
right
was
ahead.
not in Parliament.
Oh,
I was there. I was virtual. I looked at the schedule that day, and I saw that Dharamlall would be on the floor the entire day, and I decided that my mind, my spirit, my soul could not take a whole day of Dharamlall on the floor, and I decided that I would be virtual then. And so I wasn't there. I wasn't there that day. But I followed everything online. I was in step with everything that was happening. And even the newspaper articles, even if you don't want to take it wasn't the Village Voice, it was Chronicle article, said exactly what transpired, that you came into the dome and you did not even get to your seat. That is what Chronicle News said. This is the state paper, that you didn't even reach to your seat, that you walked into the dome and then you started to upbraid him from that particular position, which suggests that you were not in the dome when whatever transpired before. So my position is this where Dharmal is concerned. I think Dharmal has mental issues. I think he needs psychological help. I think he needs a therapist. And so I don't really want to spend too much time on Dharmal. My issue are the persons that surround him.
Talk to
When
us.
you look at what happens outside of Guyana, when things of this nature arise, people realize that this is an issue that is more than just uh, um, abuse out or something between two individuals. These are people in high office. They have to set standards. They have to set some amount of standard that the rest of the population has to follow, and they have to be seen as having a particular decorum, a particular posture, particular, being not uncouth in their way of doing stuff as a minister of the state. And so when things like this would arise, it would be very easily that person would just be demitted from office or be asked to resign or something, so that you can maintain a certain level at that as a government. The fact that the PPP has time and again chosen to, instead of reject things that are appalling, but to surround and protect when people are obviously not well, as far as I'm concerned. I think it's telling of the entire band that call themselves ministers of the PPP. I'm not talking about the supporters. I'm talking about those persons who are governing the country. And so last year it was what's his name? Can't remember his name. Kwame McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
It was Kwame
Mm-hmm.
McCoy. And this is somebody who is in parliament
My
that
Lord.
was convicted of assault,
Correct.
somebody who was convicted of throwing feces on another person, and the PP has decided that he is good enough to be a member of parliament and a minister of government in the prime minister's office. Not some low level job, but in the prime minister's office. And now you have a Dharamlall with his statements. Last year we had another advisor on health. He was the one that brought the dildo into parliament and was waving it around
Correct.
as if it is some no. And so there's obviously something mentally wrong with a lot of them that are in that on that side of the house, and it is condoned to the extent that they don't see anything wrong with it. And so what they allow Dharamlal's, the likes of Dharamlal or the likes of Kwame to do is to feel safe enough to spew these kind of things and then lie about it publicly because they know they will get the covering. And that is the government that we have, installed as they may be. And as a society, we have to make a decision as to whether or not this is what we should expect or condone or of somebody who is supposed to be representing us at the highest levels. I think we should expect better and we should demand better of them.
Indeed, indeed. And listening to, as you said, it's not even about the fella. Listening to the lies upon the lies, I think this guy is dangerous for this country and should be nowhere close to trying to represent people. And to see the prime minister who should be above the fray, one of the few people really and truly above the fray, standing next to Dharamlall in New York, while Dharamlall is digging in and spewing even more lies. It's very, very, a very, very troubling sight to me. A very, very troubling sight. But on an allied issue, we see the PPP in Bartica, big fight, big throwdown. And just today, I think Gail gone up to do damage control, sharing out under the pretenses, though, as DPI said, they have gone to meet with residents to keep them up to date on government's development plans for Region 7. And in her hand is the Mirror newspapers. And everybody next to she got the Mirror newspapers sharing out their party paraphernalia on taxpayers' dollar. I think that's corruption. I don't know, but I think that's corruption. Tabitha, them boys come back.
Sharon, I don't even know what to say. Gail Teixeira has to try and do what she can.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think even she recognizes that she's holding on to a particular PPP that she was not a part of in the initial stages of the
Mm-hmm.
PPP.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying her best to make it all work and come together. And I'm quite sure she goes to bed wondering why she's still a part of this. So I almost want to sympathize with her because she's even though she is in it, I'm quite sure she's trying to understand how it is that the PP got to where it is today.
Correct.
And and the fact that she has to be sent to deal with these sort of issues as the minister of what parliamentary, whatever her position is at this particular point in time. But it's a sad place we are in as a country, and they're going to use state resources. They've always done it to do party work. It's nothing new. That is how they operate. For them, it's all one and the same thing. Once you're in government, you have access to state resources to use as you so please. And so I don't expect anything better from any of them. There's a particular thing I want to get back to, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead, Tabitha. Go right ahead.
The thing we started off with, which was Russia, Ukraine, and our posture. It's troubling me. And I'll explain why. When you look at what is happening in Europe and Russia's stance and what transpired between Russia and Ukraine over the last couple of years, not just now, but almost the last 10 years, there was an obvious agenda where Putin is concerned to have defects sort of people who are pro Moscow, pro Russia in Ukraine, in different parts of Ukraine that were facilitating, sort of positions that were pro Moscow, even though you are in Ukraine. And so you saw them taking parts of the country and saying that they're not part of Ukraine per se, but they're independent of Ukraine, but they're part of the country. And Putin has been able to use that to, have some amount of hold on what is happening in Ukraine, the country, the state. And when you look at the fact that Venezuela has, of course,
That was coming there.
come out in support of
Hmm.
Russia, and the fact, Sherrod, is that we have so many Venezuelans here. We don't know who they are. We don't know what their intentions are. We don't know what their agenda is, and we and the government seems unable to deal with a situation like that.
Correct.
Where are we going? I think it's troubling because if it is that we don't understand what is happening in Ukraine and how that could impact how Venezuela decides to treat with border issues here, then we could be in for a serious battle ourselves. And so it should not be taken lightly. And it's in that vein that I am very, it was disheartening to see how the foreign minister approached um, the ambassador, the Russian ambassador. Yes, it is. We are a small country. Yes, it is. We want to be able to use diplomacy on all fronts because that is always the best way to deal with situations. And in diplomacy, we have to have a particular posture because things can affect us. It's not, yes, it's in Europe, but it's not far fetched because Russia and Venezuela has a very good relationship. They're allies. What does that mean if Venezuela decides that what Russia is doing is working for them and so they can try it on this front? Where do we stand where that is concerned? And so it is so important that the government gets a grip of who is here from Venezuela, where they are, what their agenda is, and keep tabs on that because it could not end well if it is that we are not in control of our situation here in Guyana.
And that is why the point you have made here, Tabitha, is such a fascinating one. Because look at the issues we focused on. You got a minister like Gail Teixeira, Minister of Governance, who should be dealing with some big macro issues in this country, sharing out the Mirror newspaper in Bartica. Instead of being thoughtful, sitting down with a think tank and thinking, what could Russia's next move be? And if they this spills over on our borders because of who the friends are next door. How do we deal with this and try to keep 4 steps ahead? No, 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 no. We ain't got time with this, right? We don't have time with this. Mere newspaper got for share on a Saturday morning instead of being broad-minded and thinking, for instance, what is the plan A, B, C for our students in Russia? Should push come to shove, right? And we got Guyanese. I'm certain they got Guyanese in Ukraine. We all over the world. I am absolutely certain we have Guyanese living in the Ukraine. But we ain't got time with a mere newspaper got for share. Where are we in this country with these folks, Tabitha? Where we there?
Yeah, Sharon, and it then lends to their inability to recognize the scope of what would be required for us as a country and the need to reach out to all stakeholders where this is concerned. I am not even sure if anybody from the opposition has been called to be, updated on the situation, whatever information the government has as relates to Russia and Russia Venezuela and how we're going to be tackling it. Um, and so that we are all on the same in the same space or on the same understanding of how it is that we treat with our issue right here. I think more needs to be done in terms of bringing the country together on this particular manner. Because when you look at what is happening in Ukraine, I was looking at some videos yesterday of members of parliament with AK-47s
Oh,
walking.
yep. 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 It is real. Defense of their nation is not just euphemism. and hollow talk, it is real. It is very real.
And yeah, is that, and so we see what is happening, how it can impact us, and we need to be on board with defending our country as much as, and so I really just hope that we can at some point recognize that what is happening and where as a country is bigger than any one individual and bigger than any one party, and we could understand that it's only to develop this country, keep it safe.
Well, Tabitha, you were saying that you were hopeful that the opposition might be briefed on events as they unfold and our own preparedness. But how could that be possible when you have a regime who won't even invite the opposition to the house that constitutes the opposition, the National Assembly, for a flag raising ceremony, that won't even invite the opposition to an international energy conference? This is the patrimony of the people. This is not the PPP mirror newspaper we're talking about sharing. We're talking about the patrimony of the people that belongs to all of us. Our oil and gas wealth is being discussed. You're not even invited to the national, this 52nd Republic anniversary at the very house where parliamentarians sit. Huh? You think that caliber of people, regretfully, their caliber is so low. It's a different party from when Gail them sign up. Right? You think Cherry would have done that? Yeah? You think, sir? You think Cherry Lemon backflipping and somersaulting in the grave when they look and see how Papa Jagabat and these Jagabats, baby Jagabats, operating? Tabitha, where we there? Oh, make sense of this Guyanese around the world, at home and abroad listening to it.
I won't even, at this point, I won't even talk to the PPP. I'm talking to Guyanese,
Mm-hmm.
all Guyanese, whether you say they're trenches or whoever they are. We must recognize that there's politics, and then people still have to live and survive and thrive in a society. And there are different levels. Yes, we had elections. Yes, there are a lot of debates about who won the elections and whether the elections was rigged and fraudulent votes and stuff like that. We understand that politics. But at some point, you have to get on to governing the country. And when governing the country comes into place, if you're serious about it, it cannot be a one sided approach. And it has to involve the representatives of all the people. And so, yes, you may not like PNC, WPA, AFC. You might not like the parties per se, but you have to recognize that they have a support base and there are people who are depending on them to represent their interests. And it's in that vein that you speak to everyone and you ensure you're developing society that everyone could feel as if they're part of that particular country. And so when it is that you as an individual or as a political party as government right now choose to to alienate one aspect or a major stakeholder in the affairs of the country, then you're basically suggesting that not only the parties but the supporters are meaningless, that you don't really care about their interests, you don't care about their thoughts or about their views on an aspect of situations, and you really just want to run the country however you see fit. And then you come and spew and spout things about one Guyana. We cannot work like that as a country. It logically does not make sense. And so I'm not talking to the politicians. As supporters of the PPP, it does not make sense for us to be so divided that the supporters of the other parties feel as if they are not part of the decision making process. They're not part of
Mm-hmm.
what is
Mm-hmm.
happening in the country, moving the country forward. And if that is a society that the supporters, any supporters is likes or views as right, that the country is divided so to this extent, then where are we going as a country? And so we need to find ways to bring that, to move from that particular stage to a state where we can realize, okay, we have elections, but after elections, we still want people. After elections, we still have to live together. We still have to thrive together, and we should all want each other to be able to do that in this particular society, because most of us didn't come here voluntarily. And so we're here in a space that we have to find ways to work together and to live together. And if those at the top of the bunch don't recognize that as priority, then I think we need a new government. I think we need people in that particular position who understand that Guyana belongs to everyone and that everyone should be at the table and everyone should be represented, and their interests, their views, their fears, the anxiety should be taken on board when it is that we're making decisions. That is not what we have now. We need to do better than that.
I love every word of it, Tabitha. I love every word of it. You know, we ain't serious here. We are not serious. And by our very conduct, or rather the conduct of this regime, they're demonstrating that every day. And you know, you sit and you think, oh, the international capitals of the world must laugh at us. You know, those dignitaries standing up there by Parliament building, watching and saying, look at these jokers here. You know, they said that came for the energy conference. They say, look at them. Yeah. But money got make. Money got to make. Tabitha, I want to thank you for joining our podcast today. I know, weekends are for family and so forth, and I really want to thank you for taking the time out from your schedule and to being here and to bringing some guidance on these many, many issues, Tabitha. And folks, as told you, Tabitha is from the Nation Builders Movement, integral in this political party, and I want to really thank her for the work that she's been doing on the ground and in the National Assembly as well. Tabby, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me, Sharon. It's a pleasure being on with you.
Awesome. Say hello to the family for us from this end.
I will. Thank you
Awesome.
much. You
Stay
have
safe.
a good Saturday to you and your viewers.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
You too. Bye-bye.
Folks, that's our time. That's our time. You know, we want to say congrats to big contractor. Is it Sean Sammy, Junior Sammy? Man got married recently. Big contract in this country from Trinidad. Getting a lot of contracts. Matter of fact, I think they're building this roundabout here, Mandela Avenue and South Rumpel Gardens. They're going to shoot up the road by on the East Bank, sir. Big contractor from Trinidad. He just married one of our girls here, man. Yolanda Passat, best friend of the First Lady. Yep. First Lady and Yolanda were in, was it Las Vegas, shopping and so on for this wedding. And they were back there. I was made to understand recently. We were made to understand recently for the wedding itself in Las Vegas, people. Huh? They've told us that some folks told us the wedding took place at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. So we just want to say congrats on this Trini Guyanese hookup. Right. Big contractor. They're marrying one of our Guyanese girls, best friend to the First Lady. Yep. We're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, folks, on tomorrow's podcast. But nonetheless, congratulations. Congratulations, Yolanda, on tying the nuptials with Sean Sammy, a.k.a. Junior Sammy. Folks, congratulations. May you guys have a long life together. And prosperity from us at this end. That's going to do it for our time today on the podcast, folks. That's going to do it for our time. You got to tune in tomorrow if you want to know more. If you want to know more, tune in tomorrow. Folks, help to keep us going. Share the live stream. Smash the emoji button. Partner with us. We're available via Cash App. The Cash App handle is in the ring 592. The dollar sign, of course, those of you who know Cash App, know you got to use the dollar sign or dollar symbol first. In the ring 592. We're available via Zelle, available via PayPal as well. Both our PayPal and Zelle email address is the same. It's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. We're available via MMG as well. Our MMG number 6276963. 627-6963. We're available via Western Union, available via MoneyGram. And if you need any guidance in any of these platforms, WhatsApp us at that very MMG number. WhatsApp We the 21st Century. 627-6963. 627-6963. And we can be sure to respond ASAP. Guys, we gotta meet our monthly responsibilities to keep these programs going. We gotta pay bills. Folks, help us to do that and to keep moving forward. Pace and power in 2022. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. Hundreds of you still below the belt. Who vex? We vex y'all. We happy y'all. But share the live stream before you go and smash that emoji button. Bing, bang, bing, ping, pang. That's how we roll. That's how we rolling up. That's our time today, folks, on the podcast. We can be right back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. More information, more news, more entertainment, more. I mean, I know when we say more, we mean more. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Spend some time with family this weekend. Spend some time with yourself. Some of y'all like yourself, Spend some time with yourself. Be gentle with yourselves this weekend, folks. That's our time. Stay safe. We see you, Andrew Cuthbert. Tasha Silet. We see you too, Pamela Dover. You come wrong. Carlotta Reynolds, Auntie Sandra Hanover, Eartha. We see you there as well. Pamela Dover. Romy Leander, how you doing, my brother? I ain't seen a little bit. Andrew Cuthbert, pace and power. I see Yvonne Kingston is here too. Carmen Johnson. Good to see you guys. Jem Isaacs. If you make a comment, we won't see your name. So do something for yourself. Thanks to all of those who partner with us, folks. It helps us by miles to keep moving forward. Respect a man and say all. And y'all know some other people could come on board and partner too. Come on. Things are wrong for everybody. Come on, folks. Come on now. Help us to meet our monthly responsibility. Who vex? Lose. Who vex? Bills gotta pay. Shows gotta be done. Shows gotta broadcast. Emojis gotta be smashed. And shares gotta be had of the podcast. So, guys, before you go, share. Big thank you to Member of Parliament Tabitha Sirabo Halley of the Ghana Nation Builders Movement for joining us today. And again, bringing clarity, bringing perspective to these many issues. The PPP, the wicked on Ukraine, stink on Dharamlall, and dutty Bartica. Take the. Thanks for joining us, Pamela, Jackie, Amanda Daniels, Cherry Baskin Robbins. Good to see you guys. Ping, ping, ping. She missed the bell. You got Jerry Monday night, girl. Ping, ping, ping. Good to see you guys. Have a fantastic weekend, all. Stay safe out there. Stay safe.